All right, my wonderful people, welcome to Global Love Channel TV, where we bring you the latest happening around the globe. Yes, my wonderful people. Yesterday, APC, the ruling party, they don't set out one committee. Yes, this committee, what they set out now for the sake of release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. My wonderful people, it's a welcome development. Yes, my wonderful, just keep your ear for ground so that I will give you this news in detail, because we have been waiting for this kind of great opportunity, and yesterday God have made it happen. Yes, and this committee wey dem set out, their leader was this one senior advocate of Nigeria wey him name na Mohammed Narani. Yes, this man he talk bitterly. He talk to President Tinubu, tell am say abeg, you know say na you be our father. We want this case to comot inside court. We no wan make this man, young man called Nnamdi Kanu, come defeat us for inside the court, because it go be very shame. Na they come dey beg, dey apologize for president, say abeg o abeg. I wan make we settle this case. Make we settle am outside the court, because this man, he don defeat us o, my people. However way they want to do it, my people, is a welcome development. Anything wey we want na for Nnamdi Kanu to be free man, because he committed no crime. This man committed no crime. Just put on your dancing shoe, because it's a celebration moment for all of us. Put on your dance shoe as I give you this news in detail, because we have been waiting for this kind of opportunity, and here it is. Yes, let's go in detail. You will be shocked. All right, my wonderful people, let's go in details. The APC has just dropped a political bombshell after years of silence. They have secretly formed a committee for Nnamdi Kanu's release. But here is the shocking twist. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Mohammed Narani, just revealed what nobody expected. Is this real freedom or a trap, my wonderful people? Just stick around while I shock you the more. Yes, don't go anywhere. If you know anything that can distract you on this video, just throw it outside or skip it. After you watch this video, then you can continue later, because this video it's worth watching. Yes, let's continue, my people.
Mohammed Narani Mohammed, senior advocate of Nigeria, also the grand patron One Nation Asuwaju Support Group of Nigeria. Let me start by saying my advice to Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our dear President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Having watched what is happening in Nigeria in recent times, I felt the urge as a patriotic Nigerian to plead with the federal government to settle Nnamdi Kanu and other agitators matters out of court by set up a formidable national committee of arbitration. In my opinion, the court may not be the solution of the above matter if lasting peace is to reign in the nation. Bringing this matter to the round table for intensive negotiation surely would engender the peace, harmony, and unity in diversity that we all have persistently craved. In a country with various distinct ethnicities like Nigeria, it is and ought to be an all-pervading preoccupation of everyone to seek ways of encouraging those things that will bring us closer together as a nation. This is even more so in the existing atmosphere, where there is a mutual suspicions and widespread crisis of marginalization. Our dear President Bola Tinubu should therefore consider alternative dispute resolution mechanisms like arbitrations, cancellations, and mediation in some of these cases concerning our agitators in the country. ADR refer to any method of conflict resolution that take place outside the courtroom. It involves processes and techniques of conflict resolutions without litigations, and empower parties to work together using a framework to amicably settle complex issues. The President, our dear President, needs peace and unity to function optimally. Therefore, anything that will give him peace is highly welcome, and that is what we're seeking to see in this our dear country. Looking at the political atmospheres in Nigeria today, there is a palpable tension in the land with a huge portions of it having tribal and religious undertones. This could only provide uncomfortable foundations for the current festering and growing pocket of banditry, militancy, and other type of unrest. Political parties and gladiators are already aligned and realign because they felt that the interests of their people, regions, or religions are not being adequately protected. I can tell you for free, though, that most of them are actually aligned for their own selfish interests and not for the interests of the masses. They are simply taking advantages of the current uncertainties in the land. Resolving some of these matters that are in court can only help in sanitizing the atmosphere, since it is a fact that early resolution of a dispute will immensely help in healing old wounds and in nation building. It will also help in this instance in promoting peace and unity. That is what we need ultimately in this country today. We need peace, we need unity, we need to work together. We have to look at ourselves as we're all one, we're all brothers from indivisible and indissoluble nations under one God.
All right, just pause and rethink. Yeah, who benefits the most if actually they do what they are promising here? Who will benefit this thing? Now the people, now the Biafrans or the politicians? My people, whatever that will be at all, type it on the comment section. Yes, let's go more further of this news. All right, here is the untold truth. This committee has a hidden deadline. If they don't act before June 30th, Kanu may stay in detention. Yes, you heard that right. Will they make it? Will they make it? Or is it another empty promises? Whatever that may be the answer, drop it on the comment section. Yes, if they release him now, it is not out of love. It is out of fear. You know, say, according to the political analysis and my funding, you know, say Nigeria government grip don't hold them because of the way Nnamdi Kanu they destroy them for their own court. The DSS will represent them. Nnamdi Kanu don't defeat them 100%. That is why the fear don't grip them. Say, if they allow this young man to defeat them for inside their own court, it will be very bad image for Nigeria, even at home and international. That is why they can set up this particular committee. When they take President Tinubu, abeg, we no want this court to finalize on this case. Settle this case outside the court, so that the masses will be jubilating, say, now we do am, so that it go still give a better image, good image for the APC. That is wetin they play on. But anyhow, they want to do am, my people, is a very good development, and it's a welcome development. Yes, anyhow they want it. All we want is for Nnamdi Kanu to be free man. Yes, no doubt. Anything wey they know say they wan do, make dem do am. Make this man come out, because this man committed no crime. Yes, according to my founding, this is not just about Nnamdi Kanu, it's about 2027 election that is around the corner. You hear that? APC they find it every possible way to make sure say they get the interest of Southeast. Because if they lose Southeast, can't lose North. You know, say North don't divide. If they lose North, can't lose East, can't lose some part of the Niger Delta, so-called Niger Delta. You know, say peace no go anywhere. So now they find the way where they go take, the way they go take by the people's mind, and they don't find out say the only solution na to release Nnamdi Kanu, because you know say Nnamdi Kanu is a wave, is a political wave. Yes, my people. Anyhow they won't do am, or any idea wey they come out with is a welcome development. But what I know is that whether they come out with a good positive or they not come out is a win-win to us, because there is no way, there is no how Nigeria will defeat Nnamdi Kanu in court. Believe me. Yes, this is a game. Could this be a game to win the Southeast? Yes, it is a game to win the Southeast. This is a totally game to win the Southeast. They want to win the people's mind, because the timing is too suspicious. Why now the case is still with the court? Notwithstanding all the efforts, why they make they never go the meeting? demand for the release of this
Since
innocent
it
man
is
before
generally
now,
believed that justice
because they
delay
know
is
say
justice
Nnamdi
denied.
Kanu don dey
This
destroy them
inordinate
for
delay
their own
in our
cause.
courts
But
is the
however,
reason some
it's a
people
welcome
think twice
development.
before heading
Is this
to
a
the
genuine
court to
move
seek
or a
justice.
pure politics?
Recall that
Whether pure
Oliver
politics or
Wendell
not be
Jr.
politics, all they want
once
is for Kanu to
famously
be free man.
remarked that court
If Kanu walk free,
are not court
Nigeria will
justice.
never be the same
So
again.
do you
Believe that.
blame people
Yes,
when they
all the
appear
supporters in
spectacle
everywhere.
of
That is what we
of
are
our
saying.
laws,
If Nnamdi Kanu walk as a free man today,
I therefore
all this
call the
coercion,
president
all this crisis that is happening in the southeast,
dear President,
all these arrests,
this
blood
country
people
to
who
watch
committing
out for
committing
forces
atrocities
that
in the name of
spoil
Simon Nnamdi Kanu,
while
everything
trying
will
to
be
hold Nigeria
dropped down.
together as one indivisible
100%, no doubt.
I advise that
You
Nigerians
know,
should be patient
but however they want it,
with our dear
anyhow they want to
President
twist it.
Tinubu Asiwaju.
All
We
they
made
want
up
is
an
the Nnamdi
unjust
Kanu's freedom.
society, and it is not easy
There is this verse I love so
managing
much,
system that are
and this
already
verse was
collapsed before
Romans
the advent of his
8:28.
administration.
He says, all
It is
things
clear
work
beyond
together
shadow of
for a
doubt
good, even at this
that our
time.
president
Yes, before now, God have already know how this case is going to be.
society.
So I don't know.
And
It's
when
not.
you
It's not a new
inherit
thing to
unjust
me
society, it
because I know
becomes
say
difficult or
a
very
day like this
cumbersome
will
for
finally
you
come,
to
and here it
play
is.
magic within a
God,
while
we
to
thank you.
manage the
So,
situations and get
so
the
my
desired
people,
results. We as
was this all a
Nigerians,
political
we have to be
stunt,
very
or
patient
is
with our
Nnamdi
dear
Kanu
president.
finally coming home? Let us
Look
hear
inward
your
and
take.
see how it can
Drop comment
rearrange
fast
unjust
because this
situations
story is
in
still
many
developing.
Nigerian ways.
Smash that like button
The
if you want
problem
part
of
2
these
of this video.
conference
Yes, of course, I will still
are
bring the
our
part
few
2.
elites
So spread the truth
who
and
put
do well
their
to subscribe
interests
because
at
trust
the
me,
first line charge
you don't want to
instead of the
miss
interests of the
what's
masses.
happiness. And that
And that
thing
is
that is
why
going to happen
Nigeria is having
is the
snail
total release
speed
of Mazi
movement in
Nnamdi
terms of
Kanu.
development,
No doubt.
in terms of all
No
the
doubt.
challenges we're facing today.
Just do well
And we
to
must have
subscribe
to tell
and
ourselves
share
the
if
truth,
this really bless
and
you
the truth must
or
be
open your eyes the more. Share it as many people
Even
as you
if the
can
leaders
because
of the
there
whole
are
world
people
today,
who need to
let's
hear
say
the truth
American
out there.
president,
Yes,
Britain
spread the message
president,
because it's a
French
win-win
president,
to us.
France. It will also help in the Eastern case in promoting peace and unity. I can draw your attention to Section 17 of Federal Court Act and Section 174 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, provided that the parties can explore alternative options for both civil and criminal matters when it comes to situations of these natures in our dear countries. I, in my own opinion, believe that in getting last solution to our challenges facing in this country, we need to strictly adhere to what we call arbitration, mediation, and cancellations, where everybody will come together, put our opinions together, and work together as a one family. Like the treason matters involving Omoyele Sowore, leaders of revolutions, now movement, and the presidential candidate for 2023 elections, and also the terrorist cases against Bello Badejo, leaders of Miete Halla, Kaute Hori, both cases which the Nigerian government have withdrawn, which in my opinion is a very, very commendable for peace in this nation to reign. Because we believe that when two people are having disagreement in some certain areas of concept of life, the best option to do is to seek for peace, is to seek for unity, is to have what we call collective opinion of individual, and let us have a common basis for development of these our dear nations. One thing that is certain is that it is never in public interest for cases to drag on interminably, especially such high-profile cases. They can only make a lot more long draw out the sentiments that lead to the institutions of the cases. Cases that last for years, sometimes even decades, can only surreptitiously or otherwise erode public confidence in the judicial system. Let us always remember that judiciary is generally regarded as the last hope of common man, which I personally believe. If we are to be perfectly honest, one of the major drawbacks is the snail pace at which some matters are disposed of in our courts in Nigeria today, notwithstanding all the effort that the justices have been put in place, which is very commendable. Since it is generally believed that justice delay is justice denied, this inordinate delay in our courts is the reason some people think twice before heading to the court to seek justice. Recall that Oliver Wendell Jr. once famously remarked that courts are court of law and not court of justice. So do you blame people when they appear skeptical of our law courts? I therefore urge President Tinubu, dear President of this country, to watch out for the little forces that spoil the vine while trying to hold Nigeria together as one indivisible nation. I advise that Nigerians should be patient with our dear President Tinubu Asuaju. He met up an unjust society, and it is not easy to arrange a system that had already collapsed before the advent of his administration. It is clear beyond shadow of doubt that our President, President Tinubu, inherited unjust society. And when you inherited unjust society, it became pretty difficult or very cumbersome for you to play a magic within a while to manage the situations and get a desired result. We as Nigerians, we have to be very patient with our dear president to look inward and see how he can rearrange unjust situations he met Nigerian with. The problem of these countries are our few elites who put their interests on the first line charge instead of the interests of the masses. And that is why Nigeria is having snail speed movement in terms of development, in terms of all the challenges we are facing today. And we must have to tell ourselves the truth, and the truth must be told. Even if the leaders of the whole world today, let's say American president, Britain president, French president, France president, will come to Nigeria and be a president today, it cannot be easy for them to develop the way their countries are developing. Because in Nigeria, the scenario is different from what you operate and we always see in the West developed world. In the West developed worlds, there is what we call just society. And Irikoparo clearly stated that you can't build peace in an unjust society. For you to build peace in an unjust society, it takes the grace of God, it takes the peace. It takes a while for it to happen. And how it happens, it has to be through arbitration, mediation, and cancellations, and putting up all the parties that are aggrieved together and find a lasting solution to the grievances of each party and make a directions as to how the future of the country is going to be governed in a peaceful, in a way that everybody that is a citizen of the countries will enjoy his right of a citizens as a citizens of their nation, Nigeria.
I sign out here from now, my people. See you in my next video. Yes. Thank you.